Okay, today's guest grew up in the industry, literally introduced by his father, which, by the way, was the DJ of my wedding. Just a little plug there.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. He learned everything from DJing to sound to lighting, production, and even singing. His first moment on stage, mixing a couple of songs at his dad's events, the spark that turned into a real career. Under DNA Entertainment, father and son built a powerhouse team. Two events in one night, right? One city, two cities, it didn't matter. His dad took one stage, he took the other, same banner, same legacy, and the music runs even deeper. His father was a chazan and a singer, shaping his voice with tough love and real technique, the founder of the singer that he is today. And the rhythm, that's the family DNA. The name Abitbol literally means son of the drum. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome
Nathaniel Abitbol.
Nathaniel Abitbol, a star in our community. Nathaniel, welcome to the
Happy to be here.
welcome to
Thank
the
you for having me.
Barber Talk CTTP. It's a pleasure to have you, and a big part of our fabric, of our direction in this podcast is music,
Music, yeah.
right?
The second I married, we have a neighbor
Okay.
of my brother-in-law. His father-in-law.
His father-in-law.
His
Okay.
father-in-law. And we share some Shabbatot together. And we share some Chagim together. And what you do on the table of Shabbat?
You sing. You sing.
And I was looking on the side and I said, wow, what an neshama.
Wow.
And I started speaking to him about it, about music, about how we grew up in education to music. We spoke until, I don't know, middle of the night, we sing, we talk. And from since there, I said, we have to share it. We have to the people understand of the omek, of the shira, of Shabbat,
Right.
of the music. I said, that's it. We have to come to the podcast. We have to share it because he has it, and it's very rare to see it. Very rare to see it's a neshama Torah, neshama
Clean soul.
clean soul.
Nathaniel, you grew up with music for all the way since your childhood.
Yeah.
Did you ever, I guess, kind of envision you'd be doing this full time today like this?
I think so. Younger, you have big dreams.
Right.
And so I did always envision it.
Uh-huh.
And then you grow up and realize that life is a little harder than you expect. But now that I'm in it and I was pushed into it, I really appreciate the how lucky I am to be able to do what I love as a job, and very grateful for the opportunities that have come my way.
That's amazing. It's amazing. How old are you today?
29. I don't want to say 30. Just turned 30.
30, married.
95, like me.
I think from our previous conversations, you were studying in accounting, no? Or at some point?
I still do accounting actually.
Okay.
I work 2 full-time jobs.
Wow. So you're building up this music career, and at the same time, you're maintaining a full-time job. It's not easy.
It's really tough, especially
Wow.
when you work in a company
Yeah.
where you have limited vacations and they're already taken up by the Jewish holidays, the Chagim,
Right.
and you have to balance with the events that are out of town,
Yeah.
and then your own personal family vacations
Yeah.
doesn't give you much time left. But we do with what we have.
That's beautiful. I certainly can relate to that. I worked for a company for 15 years as soon as I graduated university. And in the first year that I worked there, I was going to the studio 3 times a week, recording the first album. And it was intense, and I was always busy, but I loved it. It was so invigorating. It gave me purpose, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So walk us through a little bit about like what you do today. Obviously, we see you get booked a lot at different chupot and chatunot, right? Your hilulot, and of course the DJ, your father, Dan Abitbol, very well-known DJ in Montreal. Do you just want to be like a wedding singer? Like, what's your thing?
I think nowadays you have to be versatile, and you hear it a lot these last few years. People have more than one job.
Yeah.
And I think it applies even in that, in each of those individual jobs, you have to be
Yeah.
versatile and do more than one thing.
Right.
And besides that, I think that I was taught, or I developed the ability to be versatile, and so I'm able to do more than one job in the singing world.
Nice.
And so and what I mean by that is that I'm able to cater to the Mizrachit. Of course, that's my number
Right.
one, the Israeli style songs.
Right.
But I can also do hirulot. I can also do weddings. I can also do concerts, and I have,
It's beautiful.
and thankfully very successful, and looking forward to grow more
Amazing.
in that. But the growing up with my father and catering to different crowds as a DJ,
Yeah.
I was kind of
You were
shown
groomed.
these.
You were groomed.
People don't know how difficult is it to do a Moroccan style and to do Israeli style,
Then
and
then
after to do a
Chabad.
Chassidic style and Chabad,
That's right.
and he's very talented, Baruch
That's
Hashem.
right.
Yeah. So now when I sing Chabad songs, what comes to my mind is the weddings I used to go to attend when my
Right.
father was doing them, when I was attending them with my father, doing them much younger.
Amazing.
And I also grew up in Laval, which is not too far from Tush.
Right.
And my grandfather helped build the city, and so that's how I got close to the Tush community, and that's why I do the
Wow.
Chassidic accent as well. I'm able to do that because I grew up
Wow.
going to Minyan every day
Wow.
at Tush. They have like shachit at 1 p.m.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So you really have a diverse background, multiple styles. Psh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But like,
And I should say, I just want to
Yeah.
add something.
Yeah.
You spoke about when I was younger. One of the inspirations when I was younger is the guy who's sitting in front of us, Richard
Isaac Miracle.
Yitzchak Nisim. I knew him as I don't know you as Richard. I know he's Yitzchak Nisim.
Yeah, that's right.
Growing
yeah.
up, we would go to Simchat B'Tah Shoeva. I don't know if you were in Montreal yet. You probably weren't.
No, it was before.
But we would go to Simchat B'Tah Shoeva, organized by Rabbi Raskin the Chabad,
Yeah.
and he was often performing with Gadel Baz, who was also an amazing singer.
Yeah, that was 1 year. That was 1 year actually. That was funny.
And funny enough, I actually performed with Gadel Baz a few years ago myself at a
Amazing.
wedding in Toronto, and I've
Amazing.
had some nice opportunities ever since. But it was truly eye-opening to see you on stage, and
Yeah, here I am, 45. Still haven't given up yet. Listen, the music also, I've shared this on multiple podcasts already. Music is my therapy, and I think you can relate to that too. Music is such a universal language. I really come to understand that I enjoy the production and the creation of the music a lot more than everything that comes out after it.
I think that's the fun part for us
It
as
really,
artists.
it really is the fun. It's the creation of that project, and then when you kind of like deliver that baby, so to speak, everything that comes with it, the marketing and will people like it? That's the hard part, I find.
It's like when you start the project, you say, okay, I can do that. When it comes to marketing and it comes to push it out, say, oh la la, it's
Tell
not
me
for
about
me.
The whole professional side of it is that.
It's that.
And that's what people
You have to understand that.
That's what people are lacking. That's what people are missing.
Yeah,
And very often, I remember even as even in the DJ world, it's something that I remember we always spoke about at home
yeah,
with my father's. People come to weddings, they see the whole setup
yeah.
of the DJ, like the speakers and whatever, and they think it's like it just magically happened. You have to know how to plug those
Yeah,
speakers. You
big
have to know how
time.
to put them up, set them up. You have to understand sound as a singer. It's not just about coming and singing on the microphone.
Exactly.
You have to understand, the EQ and the technique of the voice, the monitors on stage, and just a bunch of technical details that are very important as an artist.
Sound today, when you go to, especially in Israel, you understand how they upgrade the sound and the it's a different event.
No,
Different
the
event.
truth is, it's a craft that needs to be studied and respected. It's just like when I think about my personal relationship with music, and I realize how kind of like life kind of guided me in a certain direction, and where I'm at right now, I was like, wow, man, if I could have gone back, I would have really respected this ambition that I had and studied this craft appropriately, gone to music school. You know what I mean? But what do you want? In my particular journey, it's like you're going to be like a Jewish music. Like, how are you going to like be able to, survive in life? How are you going to be able to like, unless you're thinking you're going to become like this huge Jewish music star, and you know what I mean? Like it was it was a big vision, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, I still struggle with it today. Like, even though I still produce music and stuff like that, I'm curious in your perspective, like, do you feel you'll be able to completely, you know, mefarnes your life with music?
I grew up in this,
Yeah.
and so I was taught from a very young age, so that helped a lot, of course.
Yeah.
And that's why I am able to make a parnas out of it today.
Right.
Am I going to be able to do this only full time? Listen, it's hard when you don't live in Eretz Yisrael. It's hard because you don't have as many Jews as in Eretz Yisrael, where you have
Right.
events every single day and people
Yeah.
are booked every single day.
Yeah.
In New York, I know a few people who do it.
Mm-hmm.
A few of the big singers do it.
Right.
Besides that, it's a little trickier.
But I think when I started doing, I'm not a singer,
But you're a musician.
and I think the beauty of music, it's not to do it full time. I think I
Wow.
had when it came to my head, I said, wow, I want to do it full time. I said, you know what? At the end, I don't want to do it full time
Okay.
because it gives you the gas, or like the how
The
you say
fuel.
it?
The fuel. Yeah.
and to do a lot of stuff better.
Interesting.
And when I go to the barbershop, I enjoy every moment because I know I did 5 hours Motzei Shabbat jamming. It gives me power for all the week. But if I will
Interesting.
do all week
Just music.
jamming, I don't know if I'll enjoy it.
I see it a different way. I see
Okay.
it as when I'm doing accounting, which is boring if you want.
Yeah.
I know that I get to do music very soon.
So I relate.
Exactly.
I relate to that because, you know, exactly. Music was almost like an escape for me, but a positive escape. You know, it allowed me. But I could also relate to what you're saying
No,
too.
it's the same thing what I said. It's like when you do 5 hours Motzei Shabbat, they give you power.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. You on the week, I'm waiting for Motzei Shabbat. It's like nobody
Because
touch
there
my
are
day.
some elements to the musical career that you will inevitably not like. Okay.
Right.
For example, I mean, you know what it is to go into the studio and produce a song and stuff. There are parts and technical issues with working on the songs and
Or
fixing.
when you're almost done the song, and you have like
Yeah.
one sentence just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And you're on it for like an hour. Yeah.
Exactly. So I saw that when I was working in the studio with different producers, and there was elements of marketing I also didn't like. There's elements of even performance that I didn't like. You know
Come
what
to
I
think
mean?
of it, what he was saying.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember last year,
Yeah.
or was it a year and a half? Anyways, I got the honor to open up for Ishay Ribo
Right.
when he
It
came
was
to
a big-
Montreal.
It was big.
That was big.
That was a very big
I was
moment.
so proud. It's like somebody from
Yeah,
Montreal.
Montreal talent.
Finally.
Yeah.
That was a
open up
very very big
stage.
moment for my
Yeah.
very big moment in my career, and it gave me a full, like, a completely different perspective
Yeah.
to the music world, because you see what the professional level is with those guys. It just doesn't compare. Like, you just
Yeah.
you know, you can't compare it to anything,
So,
whether in
yeah.
Montreal, the US, nothing.
Yeah.
And it's funny what he said, because the next morning after the biggest show of my life, I come into the office at 9 to 5 with goyim around me,
Yeah.
and I have to pretend like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
It's you know, I cannot have that feeling. I didn't big stage, but sometimes when you do big things in life and you have to back to the normal thing, it's sometimes
What does Rabbeinu say? Baki beratzo, baki bashov. In other words, you have to be an expert in going up, and you have to
Right.
be an expert in going down.
it's fair.
You know, it's like I remember when I was working in the company too, like for 15 years, it's like Jewish rapper by night and salesman in the day. You know, it's like, yeah, that's the paradox that, you know. But listen, when you think about the Jewish music market, okay, it's not an easy market, I feel, to break through. Okay,
Listen, Jews are not easy to deal with.
okay. Listen, it's not. I mean, look, there's different types of music. There's different types of crowds. There's different types. You know, you try to kind of put yourself in a. I do this type of music and I do that type of. You know what I mean? And you know, you want to be able to perform that music. You want to be able to get people to appreciate that music. Look, there's a couple of major Jewish music stars, I think, that are prevalent, but I find it's a tough thing to crack.
Mm-hmm.
Have you, like, what's your approach in dealing with that? I mean, do you do all your own marketing? How do you handle it?
So I kind of do.
Okay.
I do still outsource a little bit.
Okay.
My issue is consistency, because as you know,
Yeah.
it's not easy to handle both
Yeah.
the 9 to 5 and
That's
and
right. That's right.
the self-employed, if you want.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things I have to do myself,
Right.
or even if I don't do it myself per se, I have to personally outsource it. It's not like somebody takes. It's not like I have.
A manager and yeah.
I do have a manager. Was my father. He,
Sure.
he's still around, and he's still the one who handles all the bookings, and whenever we're doing events together, he's the DJ and mastermind behind everything musical, like the musical director, if you want, of any event, the planning for out of town, stuff like that. So he handles that part. But when it comes to certain things, like certain artistic things, like graphic art for releases, or just a bunch of technical details, I often handle it myself.
Give us example if we talk about the project you did, Israel Chai.
Yeah.
Give us like how it was difficult to put it out.
Put that together.
Okay,
And-
so I was gonna bring that up. Although it's just a song, it's just a cover, right?
Yeah.
But
bottom line, it's
give us
just
the
a cover.
backstory. So you basically redid Israel Chai.
Yeah. So people see it and will think it's simply a cover. You know, it's
Right.
just 5 guys singing a song that's already out.
Right.
Yeah.
The actual production of that song for us was not. I mean, for me, it was really much more than that.
That's right.
First of all, I had to gather the singers.
Yeah.
In Montreal, we're a bit limited because all of the people that sing here are more chazanim. They're not zamarim. They're not singers.
Right.
They're more chazanim
Right.
or paitanim. And so I had to carefully choose who was going to do this with me.
Right. You had to produce
Once we decided on it, I had to sit down and split the parts. Who's going to sing which line? How are we going to do it? The chorus, for example, we did it as a group as opposed to individual. And those are all things that took time for me to come up with.
Yeah.
When we got to the studio, although there was a producer there, I'll give a shout out to Jan from 760 Media.
760 Media. Check him out. He's awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah. I think we got to have him on the podcast too.
And
Right.
so I was side by side with Jan, even though he's doing the technical side of it on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm the one guiding the other singers, redo this line, do that line. Just a lot of technical details. And even for video production, which we did right after the song was
Yes.
actually recorded in that very studio, I'm the one who guided the videographer,
right.
which
Nice.
another shout out to Noah Leon
Mm.
from I forget his company name, but incredible guy.
Okay.
And I made sure to do certain shots in this one, a certain shot in that one, a few shots together, and really, and once all these things were done, whether it's the audio or the video, I had to reassess and reanalyze everything, make sure everything was good, sync it, put the video together, be ready to distribute, and then the marketing as well. I'm the one who guided all the
And you're
guys.
forgetting the other part. How much did it cost you, bro? How much did it cost you? How much did it cost you to produce that song? Be honest.
It's hard, I honestly, it's hard to remember. It's been over a year now, I think.
Yeah. More than $1,000?
Yeah.
I would say yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure more
Look,
than
I worked in my first album I did with Mikhail Ben-Joel from QDS Studios, another shout out, an incredible friend, an incredible, super, super talented producer. He's in DDO. You guys can check him out too. And,
Yeah, Mike's awesome.
And I spent, honestly, thousands and thousands of dollars into songs to release them. And I always kind of felt like the amount of work and money and like vision, trying to do all of these different crafts, because they're all different crafts. Production, you know what I mean? And then you want to shoot a cool music video, but you don't got $50,000 to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Even though it doesn't cost that anymore today, you can get by with AI and different things. But it's the time, you know what I mean?
Even you have to know how to work it.
You gotta know how to work it, and then like when you release it, I remember when I released my album Desire, okay, like I thought it was gonna be like the next Matisiao, to be honest with you. I promise you, I really thought that, okay, and it was a big downer for me. It was a huge downer because I was like, this is supposed to
Good jump.
this is supposed to like get, you know what I mean, and
People don't realize the work comes after.
yeah, it's a struggle.
Actually, I'm Ishay Ribo.
Yeah.
So I planned the marketing as well, of course, with the other guys. I led them into doing what we had to do.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that part, we would have got nowhere. really, we would have gotten nowhere if it wasn't
Wow.
for the messages, the outreach, the paid advertising. Like it's just,
Yeah.
it's really sad because you put out such an amazing product.
Yeah.
And this is a cover, but let's say
Yeah.
I'm taking my own
Yeah,
own
so
song.
your new singles. Yeah.
So this is my first the song I just released a few weeks ago. Mabula Chaim is my very first composition.
Nice.
And
you wrote
I wrote the lyrics.
You were-
I composed it from
Beautiful.
start to finish.
Love it.
And you put in so much work, and you're tired at the end.
Yeah.
But this is when the real real work
The
starts.
real work starts.
So it is a full-time job.
Wow.
It's like I want to do this podcast, and I said, okay, we'll put some phones,
Yeah.
you know,
with
connected,
iPhones. Yeah.
some mics. And I said, wait a second, but we need cameras, we need mics. But where's the mics go? To the mixer. But you need a computer.
Yeah.
Oh, we need a computer. I said, wait a second, it's a weird setup. We need a camera guy. We need a soundsman.
You need a good-looking showroom.
and it's work and where you don't see it, but behind this we have all the. We have
The truth is, in any project that you entertain, if you believe in it, you put in the work. I just think, listen, in the world of music and entertainment,
Yeah.
okay, we're highly influenced by what we see in terms of, let's call it, the big stars. You know, so me growing up, I grew up on Michael Jackson. I grew up on like, you know, major pop stars. Okay, and then I got into like hardcore West Coast gangster rap. Like I fell in love with the melodies over there, right? And you see like these.
You have a
artists.
bit of a mix of Michael Jackson and rap in your voice.
Yeah, I'm highly influenced by what I listen to, right? And like when I, you know, so my vision of kind of like the Jewish pop artist, it wanted to almost like merge both worlds. But then as I became more religious, I got married, I got kids. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do like this. I don't know if I want to go out every night, or not every night, but like travel, and that you have like how do you raise a family? How do you maintain a strong Jewish, you know, connection? And it's a beautiful vision, but I started to realize that my vision conflicted with certain internal values. You know what I mean? Did you ever kind of like think about
Absolutely,
that?
a million percent.
Interesting.
Looking back, I was so coming back to Ishay Ribo.
Yeah.
After that concert, I had a lot of, not doubts, but I put a lot of thought into it. And two artists in Israel that really stick out to me
Yeah.
are Ishay Ribo and Hanan Menari. Although
Yeah,
I love,
awesome.
for example, listening to Eyal Golan, Per Tassi,
Yeah.
Dudu Aron, you know, like
Yeah.
the real Mizrachit.
Yeah.
But I admire Ishay and Hanan for being able to merge,
Yes.
to have both worlds collide
Yeah.
between non-religious and religious.
Yeah, I love that.
And specifically Ishay, the way that he I don't know, the way he handles himself
Yeah.
is with a lot of tzniut
Yeah.
and
Very authentic.
very authentic.
Yeah.
And a very, very down-to-earth guy for all his success.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by how
Yeah.
anav he was and how nice he was.
Yeah.
I have a constant reminder at home. I have my family, my parents,
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem, that make sure that I always keep my mind straight.
Yeah.
But it definitely is something to think about, and that's why I think it's important to always be connected to Torah,
Yeah.
because it helps you
Guide,
stay on that
your
path.
guide. Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of Torah, we just started Chavruta, by the way.
Yesterday we broke through it, thank God.
and I think also how I see Ishay Ribo do it like a shlichut,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
kiruv Am Yisrael.
yeah.
You know, and how I saw it, because when I came, the last shuk, we did shuk with shuk, and after we did the concert of Ishay Ribo
Yeah.
and Amstead, and a lot of people came, and I was hearing people talk, and a lot of people said, "Wow, what a Achdut Am Yisrael we have here! What a shlichut Ishay Ribo do!"
Right.
And this is what the crowd seeing today, and the world of singers, and they're doing shlichut, they're
Yeah,
doing, and
100%.
they're doing chizuk for
I know
us.
that's
Because
why
we need the music.
100 Listen, the reality is, music, in my mind, I've always believed this, it's a universal language. Okay, music has the ability to reach anybody across different cultures, 100%. The projected image of the musical star today, in my mind, is flawed. And you know, not knowing, I bought into that. So, you know, I had to almost, I don't know the right word in Hebrew, it's called, I had to do a birur. You know, you had to kind of like filter out all of the wrong, let's call it visions, the wrong ambitions. You know, you're not doing this to get attention. If you're doing it, like you said, to do a shlichut, you're doing it for the right purposes, to inspire. You know what I mean? But it's mixed. A lot of these things are mixed in our minds. You know what I mean? Our ideas of success, what it means to be successful, what it means to be popular, what it means to be recognized. You know, you face all these things. You know, and it was a big realization for me. It's a big realization for me to kind of face those things and kind of ask myself like tough questions, like, why do I want to do what I want to do? Am I really doing it because X, or am I doing it because of Y, you know? And I think every single artist faces this paradox inside of them. They know they have a talent, they want to share that talent, and they're always trying to find the just middle, you know. How do I share this talent without overwhelming myself or getting lost?
And it's very easy to get lost. Yeah. I travel, and so it's an added layer.
Yeah. You just came back from LA, right?
Yeah, I just got back from LA.
So
beautiful wedding there.
Yeah, nice.
Really nice. It was the outskirts of LA.
Okay.
I forget the name of the place. I think it's called Agura.
Okay.
Really nice place. It's almost like a bit up north if you want. But beautiful wedding, and yeah, most of the time when I travel, also, like I said, I'm a team with my father, so.
How people reach you? Usually from outside Montreal?
I guess either, sorry?
Instagram, probably?
Not only.
Okay.
Of course, it does have an impact. I mean, that's the whole point of advertising, right? But I think also because people have, either people from out of town saw me here, or they saw me at events in their, you know, where they live.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like that.
By the way, I've always told you this, but I think you're one of the best live singers.
In Montreal. By far, everybody say that.
Yeah, because
you know, we know the secret in the barbershop.
It's not to take away from anybody, because a lot of it's not to take away from anybody, because a lot of times I've worked with singers that they're fantastic chazanim, okay, but you bring them in the studio, they don't know how to sing in front of a mic.
The same thing with the musicians.
Yeah.
Some musicians, they're good for live. You put them in the studio. I saw amazing performance, and I take them to the studio. The guy in the studio,
it's more. I would say it's more the opposite. In the studio when there's no one, it's fine. On stage, they have a bit of stage fright.
Yes, opposite. Yeah, you're right. And just you put them in the studio, it sounds amazing. You put them on stage, something different.
Yeah, but honestly, like I've heard you sing live, and it's flawless, bro. It's
Appreciate
amazing.
It. I have to get it to my father. I mean, I give it, honestly, I give this whole.
Your father originally also wanted to be a singer?
I don't know if he wanted to be a singer, but he was a bit of a singer / chazan younger. And he taught me everything I know, and he's the one who perfected my singing, my darbuka, the DJing.
Do you think he's living his dream through you?
I think he always wanted to be a DJ.
Okay.
And so
well, he
no, I'm saying, I think that was his passion from the start.
Right.
And he went from vinyls all the way to CDs to virtual DJ nowadays.
Yeah. Well.
But the years of people, again, people see me sing and think it's just natural.
Right.
But it's years of perfecting and him being very tough on me.
Wow.
And redo this sentence. Smile when you do this.
Oh, wow.
Vibrato. Like there's just so many technical aspects to singing, and it's not just singing, you know.
It's a craft, man.
I grew up in Israel.
Yeah.
And the synagogue I was going to my grandfather. It was.
I remember you told me the story.
Yeah. Chaim Luke and Amar.
What? And that's in the
yeah.
Those are OGs, bro. The Moroccan OGs of Moroccan music. Oh my gosh, Chaim Luke.
And there, when you go do Aftara, when you're 6 years old, I think, when you're 5 years old, 6 years old, if you do one mistake,
they're on you.
And I never go, me and tell the Bar Mitzvah, meet me there. And we spoke about it. It's
Because I brought up Moshe Luke, who I'm friends with, and we had I did some stuff with him in the studio, the Bakashot, and I remember growing up, I never heard of Moshe Luke. I only heard of him like much later. And the reason for that is because he only became popular much later in his life. And why? Because he grew up with his family and the people around him who are super strict, about music and how to sing and what to sing and when and where, And so until he was perfect at his craft, he didn't leave the house. And then once people tasted what he had to offer, it was already perfect.
Incredible.
So he exploded like that.
Incredible. Listen, I mean, in the world of the chazanut and all those types of songs, for me, that was one of the main things that brought me closer to Judaism. Is connecting to those beautiful melodies during the chagim and stuff like that. But it was also something, I have to say, that I was very intimidated. If you go to your typical Moroccan shul, okay? You have a couple of guys that have nice voices and they sing, each one takes a different part and stuff like that. And it's almost as if if you don't have a nice voice, it's you don't sing. You know what I mean? And that was intimidating for me. When I first started going back to synagogue and connecting back to my Moroccan roots, I was like, wow, it's nice, but I can't sing like that. You know what I mean? I always kind of felt bothered by that. And something that kind of shifted my perspective when I started getting connected to Chassidut, and obviously they have different ways of prayer and stuff like that. They don't necessarily have that. They don't have a guy that's, or different people in the shul.
No, it's very often collective singing.
It's a collective, and it healed me that for in a certain way. Oh, me too, I have a voice, and I can be almost included in the rest, So whether it was the nigunim, the Chassidic nigunim and stuff like that, it's you kind of just blend into it.
The Moroccan culture, it like this.
Yeah,
it's a very important. The nigunim, it's high, the Torah. It's very high. The shira, the piyutim, the makamim.
Oh yeah.
It's we grew up. We have to
your
learn
uncle's
makam.
a pro. Your Abitbol, he's an expert.
He's more accentuated on the. He's more focused on the minhagim. He's very baki in Moroccan minhagim.
No, but his voice
we come from. I mean, all my grandparents are Moroccan.
Right.
But the one that had the most influence on me is my paternal grandfather.
Okay.
So it's his dad, David Abitbol, zichrono livracha, and he was from Marrakesh.
Okay.
And they used to say Torat Marrakesh, and so very heavy on Moroccan minhagim, especially from Marrakesh. But I also connect. Like you, the music is what kept me connected to Torah my whole life.
Oh yeah,
that's the strongest magnet for me.
Totally.
And of course, because I was so submerged in that world growing up of the Moroccan minhagim and then the culture and everything, I learned of course makamim and whatever, and that's what kept me.
In fact, I remember one particular Yom Kippur. It was before any spiritual awakening. And, Yom Kippur, we go to the synagogue. And I think I must have been 15 or 16, something like that. I had these new jeans that had a nice little, tear in the middle. I liked it like that in the age. So I wore that in a dress shirt. My mom's like, tu rentres pas à la synagogue comme ça? You're not going to synagogue like that. Why, Mom? I'm going. It's whatever. Already to go to synagogue and fast, and you don't know why you're doing it, okay? And this is the way we do it, and I don't understand all the prayers. I didn't know. It was let me at least dress the way I want to dress. In my mind, at that age, the typical Moroccan synagogue, it's you had to. It was almost like a fashion contest, honestly. Okay. And if you didn't have the funds to buy nice suits, well, then you did with what you had, you know? So, that's how was my approach. And I remember just going to the synagogue. I'm like, why am I doing this? Then, pitom, not much later, I had a rabbi knock on my door in DDO. I used to live in DDO. His name was Rabbi Yarmush. Hashem should give him a long life. And he literally invited me to come to the synagogue, okay, for like mincha. There wasn't even a minyan. I came in a tank top, okay, in a tank top and shorts, okay. Should tell you the avodah of Chabad and the beautiful work that they do. And I was so welcomed, and I felt so loved and appreciated that my first years of tshuva was in Chabad. And I didn't have any of those Moroccan songs. It was the same song every Shabbat. It was like very well organized, you know what I mean? But I grew a lot there.
Similarly, they don't do the outreach that Chabad does, but similarly, the northern part of Morocco, the Spanish side of Morocco, if you want, Tangier, Tétouan, Lagash, those cities are even stronger than us, the rest of Morocco, on minhagim. And so by them, if you go to like for example in Laval, there's the only synagogue left in Montreal. The other synagogue in Laval is a Spanish synagogue.
Right.
And they're so heavy on like minhagim, you don't change the tune on Shabbat.
Right.
If you change the tune, somebody's going to hit you on the head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
I know.
So it's really good because it transcends to the next generation, but at the same time, you don't have what we have in the Moroccan world where we're exploring other stuff and getting that mix. So
today we need such a variety. I remember. So I used to come home. When I first started doing Shabbat, I'd be singing these new Chabad nigunim, and my mom and my mom's aunt were like c'est quoi ces trucs là, c'est pas de chez nous ça, all of that. No, and all of that, and pourquoi tu go back to your sources, go back. So ironically, my mom, Hashem should give her a long life, she, we had a lot of tension because of the spiritual awakening that I received, and then she was like kind of worried that I was going to be brainwashed so she kind of pushed me back to my Moroccan roots. When I went back, but already with a different hashkafa, a different way of looking at Judaism, I fell in love with the tunes. Just that melody on Yom Kippur, na na. When I heard that, and my neshama was in the right place, it's game over.
I don't want to offend any other Sfaradim or Ashkenazim or whatever. I don't think there are nicer nigunim than the Moroccan nigunim for Yamin Wa'ayim.
Listen, it's because of our souls.
I know them. I know a lot of the different styles very well, and I appreciate a few different songs. But the melodies that we have
they're nifla.
Are just
they're nifla.
I just yesterday I saw the new cassette and Achashverosh and the Mishteh of Achashverosh and it was not nigunim because Achashverosh if you will put music, the Jewish will hear that and open the heart and back to Hashem.
Incredible.
I just heard that yesterday.
It's beautiful.
Of which part?
He's saying that during the feast of Achashverosh, there was no nigunim.
That's really interesting.
That's a chidush.
I just listened.
That's a chidush because it was like
it's a party. It was a party. You put the music.
Well, no music. Maybe Jewish nigunim.
No. He said no songs. No nigunim.
Wow.
You know what? I compare this to?
What?
The chokhmah of doing that.
Yeah.
I compare that to the North Koreans learning Gemara. I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
North Koreans.
Yeah.
North Koreans, no? South? Really? Okay. Well, South Koreans, whatever.
Okay.
Koreans.
Yeah.
They learn Gemara.
Okay.
Because they want to understand.
They believe it'll make them intelligent.
Right. So I compare that to this, thinking that.
But they don't have the nigun. You're saying they don't have the nigun.
The fact that they don't want to put the nigun to open up
interesting.
the Jewish heart.
Interesting.
The others are also doing something to be more like the Jews.
Whoops. Well, we know very well, by the way, if you read the Torah without the ta'amim, it's a problem. Okay? If you read that, you can't just read the Torah. You have to have the ta'amim. So you see that the nigun is extremely important. But today, I mean, I can appreciate so many different styles. I mean, Chassidic and
I'm obsessed with the Chassidic style.
Yeah.
And even Chabad, I know a lot.
Yeah.
Growing up, my father was DJing a lot of Chabad weddings, so
Right.
I was exposed to all of that. And on top of that, I've developed, my own repertoire. An example, not Simchat, Yutet Kislev.
Yes.
Yotes Kislev, if you want.
Yes.
They have the famous nigun of Yotes Kislev is Podo B'Shalom, which I know very well, and then nigun Achana, and the whole thing around it.
Beautiful.
And so, like you said, in today's world, we're exposed to, we need a lot of achdut, and so naturally there's a lot of fusion.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to see to mix. I very often that's what I do when I'm invited to sing somewhere. Very often that's what I do. I mix the Chassidic,
I love what
Chabad,
you just said.
Moroccan,
By the way,
Sephardi.
the name of the game today, this is my 2 cents. It is fusion. You need the types of souls that we are today. We need fusion. You know what I mean? Because you're exposed to so much different things. Each person is allowed to choose their own derech and their own way and stuff like that. But this kind of attitude, which I've seen even growing up in the Torah world. Oh no, we don't study that book. That's not our derech. Our rabbi said that book is pasul. Today, if you have that attitude, you're out. You're out, because it could be in that book there's an itzah, there's a piece of advice for you that could change your life. And because kivyachol you have a derech, you're unwilling to see the truth over there. Well, you could be missing out. And
I have to tell you, I was like that. I used to be like that.
Oh, really?
Because, like I said, I was so submerged in the Moroccan culture.
Right.
I never allowed anything else into my life.
Come in.
I grew up like this.
Wow. Nothing else comes in.
And when the internet started coming, it blew up everything.
I was gonna say technology has a big part in this.
Because
the reason
when
for
you
this
don't have
fusion.
internet, what you know?
Yeah. 100%.
The books, the friends, the street you grew up.
100%.
And that's
I believe that God is doing this for a very specific reason. You know what I mean? The channels that we have today to share are creating an incredible fusion that you cannot ignore. You know what I mean? You can't ignore what's coming in. Again, I think there is a delicate balance to have your own personal direction. I like to use a mashal, like I make hamotzi lechem min haaretz on the bread. This is my bread, but on my bread I can put peanut butter, I could put jelly, I could put whatever I want on my bread. It's okay, you could choose your bread, but I don't know. That's how I feel. I know other people that are more like purists, and they're like, no, this is my direction, and this is all I need.
I started to understand how much power they have to share a thing when I saw Charlie Kirk. I saw him like 15 years ago.
Oh, really?
10
Really?
years.
Wow.
I was following him since he was nothing.
Really?
And he got so big. And you understand how much power that has for sharing things. Today, especially in one click, we post a video. A few days ago, we got 10,000 views.
Oh, that was with Ronnie, right?
Bring 10,000 people. It's very hard.
I want to take a second to give you a shout out, Dani, kol hakavod, bemet, and to you as well, Richard, to be part of this project. But to set this up, whether it's in music, whatever it is, there's a serious lack of professionalism in Montreal.
Yeah.
And besides the professionalism, there obviously is no podcast in the Jewish world here. That's for sure.
Right.
So that in itself is very big, but to do it as a first one so professional, and to take it so seriously into heart when it doesn't really bring you anything, right? You're doing it really out of passion.
Yes.
And I think we were talking actually a few weeks back. We stopped on Shabbat. I saw him in the street. He told me, I was telling him like, you're never gonna. I don't think you're gonna go somewhere with this, because the community here, it's not. I'm trying to find the right words to say this.
We spoke about it.
We spoke about this.
It's
Listen, the stigma, and this is what we're trying to change. The stigma of Montreal is mochin de katnut, okay, which means small-mindedness. Okay, it means like you could do things, but only up to here. You know what I mean? But last night the Gedalia fencer came in. Okay, Gedalia.
That was huge, by the way.
That was huge.
That was huge.
We had.
I told them, listen, I built a kli.
That's right.
You approved the kli.
Right.
Like
The
when he
vessel.
came here, I thought nobody will came here.
Right.
And five guests. It's Gedalia.
Yeah.
It's big.
It's very,
it's-
very
it's-
big.
it's
So I want to say
incredible.
he came last night. I saw people that I haven't seen in over 20 years show up to that class, and I was amazed. And I realized that if you don't push outside your comfort zone, if you don't do outside of what you believe you can do, listen, you're not going to move anything, okay?
Coming
And-
back to that
yeah.
conversation with Danny outside,
Yeah.
the way that he presented it to me, and the way that the way he presented this whole idea to me,
Yeah.
it spoke to me like deep,
Right.
and that's why I'm here today.
That's amazing.
Because whenever people have offered projects in the past in Montreal,
Yeah.
very often I rejected because I declined because I didn't want to be. I had bigger goals, and I didn't want it to stop me because of the lack of professionalism and
Yeah.
the image that it's going to give outside.
Yeah, yeah.
But Danny, the way he's doing it, I see that he's really going, he's aiming for the stars.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
it-
want to share
Go
that
ahead.
when I came to Montreal, people told me, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to open a barber shop." People told me, "Listen, max, you have 2 clients a day. Say thank you if you have 3."
Right.
Baruch Hashem, everybody knows what's the result. The second project I did, it was music, jamming. I had few friends. They told me, if you have 2 guitar players, you and another one, say thank you. I have 30, 40 musicians
Incredible.
surround me. We have 3 groups. I don't have time.
when he told me about his music project, I was like, Danny, you're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you're gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I come here and I see this whole setup and I see what he's doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's to have that mentality is, I think that's one of the characteristics that people are missing in Montreal, is to have that drive of going further.
Yes.
And I just want to say kol hakavod.
And me, I see a lot of people come to me and they have a fantastic project. I push them, do it. And some people do it and wow. We'll talk about the first project I saw in my eyes. We brought him on the first podcast. It's Rabbi Saadia. We have to say that.
Right.
He brought up Kotzenluk to what we are today. If it's the school, if it's the community, if it's breastfeeding, if Rabbi Saadia didn't have the vision, it will never happen.
100%. 100%. But I want to add to what you're saying here, because there's an element that, in my opinion, blocks this talent. Okay? And I'm the first person that lives by this. It really affected me. It's this idea of perfectionism. Okay? And I think your success is what in Bresav we call shlichut, which means simplicity. Simplicity doesn't mean you're stupid. Simplicity just simply means, okay, that you do what you can with what you have. And one of it, I said this on multiple podcasts, I'm going to say it again. One of the biggest obstacles of why I also had to push back on the podcast, you know why? Okay? And me and Danny were friends, so we're, he's not going to be hurt. In my mind, I'm like, Danny, like, your English is not perfect. Like, it bugged me.
Don't worry, it's really, he won't be he
It
won't be offended.
I know.
I love it.
But it bugged me. And because it bugged me, I'm bugged. I'm the problem. So I cannot move because something in my mind is not perfect. And because he pushed me, I realized I had to get rid of that. And it flourished into something I would never imagine. Bemet, we are now 11:08. Okay, I haven't started my official work day in my marketing agency, but this is my work now. You know what I mean? And I'm loving it. I'm having a good time. I'm connecting with amazing people, and we feel like we're creating something.
You know, I want to add on it. And when he told me, listen, Danny, what's going on with your English? It's like, I don't, he was very open with me. I said, but I don't need to speak. It's you, the job. It's like, I will speak whatever I need, you know, I bring you like to hold this show. And this also, people told me you create a podcast, but once again, it's you, it's Isaac. I said, no, it's Isaac Nissim. I'm behind the scene, you know, and these, when we work like a team, it's very important to know where you are and everybody has to do, to create this podcast. I'm doing the tech. We have sound on the back.
Yeah.
We have a camera guy. We have my sister doing the editing.
Yeah.
He's the host. I'm the shadchan. You the guest. You have to be the guest.
No, but
You
one
have-
second, you're diminishing your light a little bit too much, okay? Because Barber Talk, okay? You're the barber. You're the sapar. You hear all the sipurim, all of the stories of people. And I think all of those stories helped you kind of like think really big, because you start to pick up on a lot of the issues that Montreal Jews were experiencing. I mean, just the fact that when you came here, you did, fades in the religious world. That was our first podcast, right? Fades. That's what got me, because I used to love getting fades, and I was like, I can't get fades anymore since I'm religious, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, we have a fantastic Jewish community. I think we need to give a lot more attention to the internal talent that we have here. And the podcast obviously is one way of doing that. And it's not just artists. It's like your typical businessman. It's your typical, mom and dad. But we're going to bring on some power couples soon. But it's been an incredible session today, just listening to you and hearing your story. For those of, people who want to connect, how can they find you?
Instagram, Facebook, Instagram at Nat_Abitbol.
Okay.
All my stuff is there. For our company, DNA Entertainment. It's
Nice.
DNA Entertainment official on Instagram.
Okay.
And it's pretty much what they
So
can find me.
we're talking about weddings. We're talking about.
So to recap, if you
Yeah.
want, of
Here's
course I do
the plug.
I do the live events, of course,
Yeah.
from weddings to bar mitzvahs, concerts and stuff.
Nice.
And I'm now getting more focused on the recording side of it, and eventually launching my first album.
Nice.
My first song. I'm very happy with the results and the feedback, and eventually that'll lead me
And
to
should we give them a bit of a preview of the song that me and you are doing, or we'll just kind of plant the seed? We got some-
Bechavod, yalla.
No, we're gonna plant me and Nat. We're working on a great track, and I'm really excited to launch it. So I'm happy to be part of your growth and vice versa.
Same here.
And thank you so much for blessing us today. And
Thank you
what
for
a
having me.
rich conversation
Yeah.
of music and Torah. And
I think what we can take out of this conversation
yeah,
is that, be it in music, be it in the podcast world, be it in any job, there's two things. One thing that I'm trying to remember you said earlier about why people are not going to the level because they feel like they're capped,
right.
but also the fact that I think, and this is specific to the Moroccan community, I would say, it might happen in other communities, I don't know, but very Moroccan thing is always caring what others think.
Yeah.
And I won't name who it is, but I have somebody in mind who's extremely talented and does not use his full potential. And I'm sure there's a lot more
Right.
like that
A lot of people.
who don't do it because they're afraid of what people are going to say.
Qu'est-ce
And-
qu'ils vont dire les gens? Qu'est-ce qu'ils vont? C'est honteux.
You know how I fight that? When people speak to me negative, I don't understand English.
That's where you don't know English. Yeah.
No, but
My
oh,
wife
you
told
said
me,
perfectionism.
you see what he texts you? I don't know how to read.
I listen. The reality is, growing up in a Moroccan family, that like all those expressions that we heard in French, c'est honteux. Qu'est-ce que les gens ils vont dire? Ta 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 ta. That's a klipa, man. That's a major klipa that I think came from Morocco. I think it was part of the Judeo-Arab culture. Okay, it immigrated, it exported, if you will, no matter where. You know what I mean? And we have to get rid of that.
Yeah.
We have
As
to
much as I'm in my personal life, I'm the biggest advocate for Moroccan minhagim and piyutim, and I love that.
No, that's the beauty. That's
But
yeah.
when it comes to that specifically, it's something that really bothers me because I see there's so
course.
much potential of a lot of people who can do so much more, and they're very
Yes.
limited. And myself, I was like I said, I was kind of forced into it. My father,
Yeah.
he crafted the
Right.
I was his project, and so he taught me and corrected me, and so I was able to get past that and get to where I am today.
Yeah.
But even today, I struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah.
Should I post this? Should I do that? Should I say this? Should I,
It's this overthinker.
And
We became overthinkers.
it's that and the perfectionism.
Yes.
In the studio, how many times have I recorded things that I didn't release because
Yeah.
I'm afraid of
Yes.
it's not perfect enough, and
Yeah.
also what are people going to think about? So it's those
Yeah.
two things that kind of block you to go to the. And Danny doing this podcast, and even though in the beginning it didn't seem like it was going to be professional, but he did it anyways. And the videographer,
Yeah.
video editor told me.
Yeah.
He told me that the first podcast lighting was not great,
Yeah.
and the second one got better.
Yeah.
And I see that
You
also
want
in
to
my
laugh? One of the things that I posted, so I put our Instagram link, right? So, Barber Talk, I put the wrong Instagram. It's another Barber Talk, okay? And like, I laughed at it.
We're
I'm
gonna
like-
survive.
I'm
It's
like,
gonna be good.
Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so every single podcast, it gets a little bit better. We get a little bit more comfortable. Like even now at this level, just interacting with Danny and our guests and stuff like that, it's much smoother.
Yeah,
We're learning how to, and that's okay. And the people that are viewing, this is how we're growing. And it's a message to all of you that if you have, a project, if you have something, like, don't wait till you feel that it's got to be perfect.
And you know what? What you're saying right now has been said a few times.
Yes.
I don't think people really take it to heart.
No. It's
It's like people come to me and they told me, but the lighting is not good, but the
Right.
camera is not good, but
Yeah.
the background is not good.
Yeah.
And after they say, why you changed it? I say, yeah, I'm learning
Yeah.
every time. It's like,
Exactly.
it takes time. It takes time.
Exactly.
It's not perfect, but you get 10,000 views.
Well, in today's world, I've had some videos that are catastrophic quality
Yeah.
and have reached much more views than videos that were amazing.
Yeah.
So it's you don't know what's flying today anymore. All you have to know is you have to try your best and keep doing it and don't stop even if it's not perfect. And thank you again for having me. It was a pleasure to be
You're
here.
welcome,
brother.
Thank you.
Looking
Awesome.
forward to the next one.
Great.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Razak.
Wrap. Beautiful.
Hey.
That was great.